So I've made 4 of these bracelets. The one we're going to make today is the one on the left here, but this is just to show you all the fun you can have picking out different color variations. This is a really cute pattern. And so let's go over the materials you'll need. For this project, we're going to need 4mm round beads and super duos that are the same color, because those are going to form the little butterflies. We're also going to need 3 colors of 11-0 seed beads. They can be check or toho, doesn't really matter. You need a color for the flower petals, a color for the leaves, and a color for the inside or the middle of the flower, which I kind of like to match the clasp. So the clasp is connected through these 6 or 8 seed beads at either end of the bracelet, and so we'll need some jump rings to go through those for the clasp. Let's get started. Okay, for this pattern, after starting with the loop for the clasp, we make a leaf, a flower, a butterfly, and a flower, and then we repeat that. Leaf, flower, butterfly, flower. So that's the pattern we're going to follow, and I'm going to start by threading on a large or a 6 or 8 seed bead, followed by 4 11-0s, a gold, 2 green, and another gold. And I'll thread that on and go back through it to form a loop. And I'll tie a knot. Okay, so I want to go back through the large seed bead, continue through, and then through the next 3 11-0s, 1 gold and 2 greens. So here I have the first 2 seed beads ready to finish my leaf. And when I'm going to start a leaf or a flower, and I've started with my first 2, I usually like to have my thread going up so that it's easy to repeat the pattern. So my thread is pointing up after my first 2 green seed beads are on. So then I am going to thread on 8 green seed beads. So I've got 8 green seed beads there. I'm going to string them on. Now this way of doing it is a little bit of a shortcut. You just got to be careful when you do it. It is a little faster though. So what I want to do is start by going through 3 of the green seed beads, skipping 1. That'll be the top of the leaf. Going through 4 more, and then skipping 1 and going through the last one. Okay, so this is where I am right now, and if I pull my needle through and then tug on the loop a little bit, finish pulling it through, it should form a nice leaf with a top and a bottom corner. So then I want to continue through 3 green seed beads. I'm going to follow it around to the other side, skip that one on the top, and go through 3 more. Okay, so I've made my first leaf. Now I want to make a flower. So I'm going to start with 2 of the purple, which is the flower petal color, and I'm going to go back through 2 of the green seed beads, and then back up through the flower color. Okay, so Now I have my first 2 seed beads for the flower, and as I said before, whenever I'm going to start a flower or a leaf, I want my thread going up. And I'm going to thread on 2 more purple and 1 gold seed bead. Gold will be the middle of the flower. And I want to change directions. The thread is going up, but I want to go down through the bottom purple seed bead. And then I want to thread on 4 more purple seed beads. And continue it around. So I'm just going to go through these purple ones, two seed beads at a time. Go through these 2 that are on the side. Go through these 2 on the bottom of the flower, and up through 2 on the side. Okay, so I've made my flower. But since I'm going to go into making a butterfly next, I want to go through 1 more. So I'm going to be making the butterfly next. So once I have that on, I can thread on a super duo. This will be the top wing of the butterfly. I thread that on. Then I want to go through the other hole of the super duo, and I'm coming up out of this bead, but I want to go down the next 3. 1, 2, I can't get through the 3rd one there, so I'll just go through 2 and then go through the 3rd one after. Okay. You will see a tiny bit of thread here in the piece, and so it's good to pick a thread if that matches as closely as you can. So I'm using a light crystal fireline thread because the super duos are pretty light colored. If I was using a dark color, I would probably use smoke or a dark color thread. So then I thread on another super duo. And this time I want to go through the other hole and up through, let's say it's coming down out of this one, I want to go through these 2 and then out the super duo. That's the top half of the butterfly. So now to finish the butterfly, I'm going to put on a 4mm round bead, 2 of the petal colors, the flower purple colors, and then 1 more. And then I want to go through the super duo, 2 of the seed beads, and the super duo to form a loop. Then I will continue following it around through the purple beads. So now I have the first 2 seed beads of my next flower, but like I said, whenever I'm doing a flower, I kind of want the thread to point up just so it's always the same. So I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to thread on 2 purples and a gold. And I'm coming up, so I want to go down through the other bead. Then I put on 4 of the purple. And I'm going to go through the top 2 purple and the side 2 purple, and just keep following it around until I get to the other side. Bottom 2, and up through these 2. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat the 4 that I have for the leaf, the flower, the butterfly, and the leaf. So I'll do another leaf. I start that by putting on 2 green ones, green seed beads, and go back up through the purple and back down the green. Okay, that's the start of my next leaf. And like I said, since I'm starting a leaf and I want my thread to go up, so I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to thread on 8 green seed beads. So I've got 8 green seed beads. I'm going to thread those on. And then I'm going to do what I did before, is go through 3, skip 1, go through 4, and if I counted right, I should have 2 left. I skip 1 and go through the last one. Okay, and once I have that, I pull it through a little bit, tug on that loop, and pull it the rest of the way through. Then I'm going to just continue it around. I go through 3, skip 1, and go through down through 3. All right, so we've got our leaf. Now we're going to start another flower. I'm going to put on 2 petal colors of purple and go down through 2 green seed beads. Then I can go back up through those flower seed beads. And my thread is going up where I want it to start this flower, so I'm going to go pick up 2 purple and a gold. And then I want to go down through the other seed bead. Then I put on 4 more purple. And I go through 2. Just keep going around 2 at a time. Go through these 2. Go through these 2. And these 2. Okay, so since the next one I'm going to do is the butterfly, I'm going to go through 1 more. I'm going to thread on a super duo. Then I want to go through the other hole. I want to skip the bead I'm coming out of and go down for 3 more. So 2 there and 1 more here to make it 3. Okay, so then I want to pick up another super duo. I want to go through the other hole, through 2, skipping this bead I'm coming out of, go through the next 2, and then through the super duo. Okay, and then to finish the butterfly, I put on a 4mm bead, 2 purples, seed beads, and another 4mm. And then I want to go through super duo, the 2 flower beads, and the super duo. There's my butterfly. I'm going to go continue this around and back down the purples. Okay, so I'm ready to make another flower, but my thread's pointing the wrong way. So I'm going to flip it over so that my thread's pointing up. I'm going to put on 2 purples and a gold. And I'm going to go down through the other seed bead. I'm going to put on 4 more purples. And I'm going to go through these 2 purples and all the way around, 2 at a time. Till I'm going through the 2 side ones. Okay, so the next one is going to be a leaf. I'll start that by putting 2 green on and going back up through this, the 2 purples, and then back down through the green. I'll want to make sure that my thread's pointing up, so I'll flip it over and basically just continue this pattern, leaf, flower, butterfly, flower, until I have about 6.5 inches, because the clasp will add another 1/2 inch to make a 7-inch bracelet. Or you could, double that length and make it a wrap bracelet. You can double or triple it, depending on how many times you might want it to wrap. This is a small enough bracelet that would work nicely as a wrap bracelet. So I will go ahead and continue this pattern until I'm at about 6.5 inches. Okay, so I've continued the pattern and I'm at about 6.25 inches here. I was shooting for 6.5, so I'm adding 1 more leaf here. Will probably make it long enough for me. So if I wanted to end it here, I could just put the gold beads on the end and end it right here, but I'm going to put a leaf on and then end it. So I'll go ahead and put on 2 greens to start the leaf. Go back through the 2 purples and back up through the greens. Now my thread's facing the right way, up, so I'm going to go ahead and put on 8 seed beads, 8 green ones. And I've got 8 green ones here, and I'm going to go ahead and thread them on. And I'm going to go through 3, skip 1, go through the next 4, go skip 1, and then go through the last one. So that's what I have. I pull my needle through, tug on the loop a little bit, and continue all the way through. And then I'm going to go up, continue around and go up 3, skip 1, that top one, and down 3. Okay, so now I'm ready to put on the ending seed bead for the jump ring. So I'll put on an 11 gold, a 6 or 8 gold, and another 11 gold. Okay, and I'm going to go thread that on, and I'm going flip it so it's facing up, a little easier for me. And I want to go through the two green ones on the side here, and then through the three I just threaded on. And pull that tight. Okay, and that's really the end of the necklace. I can weave it back through just to be able to weave it back through a little bit and then tie a knot to secure it. Okay, and here I can put the needle under this thread here. And then I can, now that I have a loop, go through it 1, 2, and then I can pull it tight to tie the knot. And then I'll snip both ends so I can put the jump rings in next. Okay, so I've got my jump ring here, and I'm going to open it. Maybe a little bit more, it's got to go through a big bead. So now with that open, I'm going to put that through the 6 seed bead I have here. And before I close it, I'm going to add the clasp. It's just a regular lobster claw clasp, and then I'll just close it. And then in the other side, I'll do just a jump ring. So I'll start with finding the edge of my jump ring here. Open it. And then feed it through the 6 seed bead. And then close it. So now it has a working clasp. All right, we have completed the floral butterfly bracelet.